Okay. Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing great today. We will start a lesson about history of war, and the first activity will be quite competing. So I'll split you into two groups, and the first group will be for the statement, and the second one will be against the statement. So you have to think about your ideas and to prove your opinion as good as you can. So here you can see phrases for agreeing and disagreeing that you can use to sound more convincingly. And we have two statements. The first statement is that European countries don't do enough to help Ukraine. And the second one is that we should forget about our historical relations with other countries as long as they help us now. So I think 5 minutes for you to think about your ideas, and then we will see which group was more. We can all agree that the first group had better ideas and could prove them, but second group also worked really well.
Okay, now we are moving to our reading task. You need to read the text about Russians' objectives in Ukraine, and on the basis of this, do some exercises. So you have 3 minutes for this task. Okay, now we can move on. With what goals did Putin invade Ukraine?
May I?
Yes.
I think that Ukraine has a lot of, fields, a lot of factories, and it's one of the reasons why he wanted to do it. And of course, I think that he would like to have the access to the sea.
Yes, okay, thank you. What do you know about the history of the relationship between Russia and Ukraine? For example, was Ukraine once part of the Soviet Union?
So I can say that there were times when Ukraine was having like pretty close relationship with Russia, and that's because of some politicians who wanted to build those relationships, even though the people of Ukraine were not always like supporting the ideas, and that's why we had some revolutions. Also, we were part of Soviet Union, but as well, like during that time, we were actually under some repressions and from the Russian side. So yeah, we had pretty close relationship, but it was totally wrong.
Yeah, well done, thank you.
Russia seeks to regain its positive reputation. It's false.
Okay, thank you. Number 2.
Some responsibility for Putin's increased willingness to use military force lies with the Western powers. So I guess it falls.
Okay, thank you. Words with their synonyms on the basis of the article. We can start.
I can start. So, revanchist, it's vengeful.
Yeah, well done. Thank you.
May I?
Yes.
Prestige, it can be seen, status.
Yes, well done. Okay, you can see the text about war in Ukraine, and we need to fill in the gaps and to choose the correct form of the word.
May I start?
Yeah.
In late August, Ukraine launched a major counter-offensive against Russian forces, recapturing thousands of square miles of territory in the Kharkiv and Kherson regions.
Okay, well done. Thank you. You need to match them with your vocabulary. Who can do it?
So the first one is troops, I guess.
Yeah.
The second one is Crimea.
Yeah.
The third one is weapons. Yeah.
Yes.
And the fourth is diplomacy.
Yeah. Well done. Thank you.
We are moving on to the listening task, and actually you will have to watch a 15-minute video concerning the war in Ukraine and its precondition. So first look through the questions below and be ready to watch and listen the video.
Five years ago, I was on this stage to talk about the relationships between humans and machines. Today, I'm here to talk only about the relationships between humans. I regularly say in my lectures on artificial intelligence that
a look at the questions below. So who'd like to start answering? Choose the correct variant. The first one?
May I?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Who was the speaker in USSR time? As I'm not mistaken, Harry Kasparov was a chess player.
Yeah, great.
Yes.
Correct.
To write a letter, and we will see handout 2 that will help you to write the letter. So let's see how to write a letter correctly and how many parts it is divided into. So the letter will be about that you write your letter to a friend and ask about the war events in Ukraine. Write a letter of 100, approximately 150 words about. So how you learned about the war and how you felt on February 21st. How the life of Ukrainian tanks changed and how it will affect the history of Ukraine in the future. So let's see the structure of the letter.
It's multiple choice. You have questions about this year, about Ukraine and Russo-Ukrainian war. So the first question is, when did the Ukrainian-Russian war begin? Who would like to answer?
May I?
Yeah.
The war began in 2014.
Yeah, you're right. Who helped Russia the most? Please, Vasilina.
What country helps? Yes, I think Belarus, definitely.
Yeah, Pavlovna, during the war became. Who would like to answer?
Let me try, please.
Yeah.
So it means explosion.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Let's reflect upon our lesson, what we did well, maybe what we need to improve. And you please mention the most important words that were influential in this lesson.
I'd like to say that this lesson was actually informative. I learned a lot of synonyms that I could use in different situations, especially when talking about war and history of Ukraine. History repeats itself, so it's actually great to mention some of the main events that happened throughout the history of Ukraine, so we could reflect and never repeat our mistakes and actually know what to do in some similar situation and how to save our unity and democracy.
Thank you, Marie. It was really interesting. Would anyone like to share how you can use it in new situation in the future?
Oh, when we have this information, we can we can prove, agree or disagree when somebody tell us. So it was really new information about the war, and I think that it was very useful for us.